break the pedal on.
And now you can see the Backseat Mogul Show in all its video glory on our YouTube page at roughedge.tv. It's tiki time at Harbor Cove Cafe. Dive into the tropical paradise at the end of Spinnaker Drive in Ventura with vibrant drinks, delicious bites, award-winning fish and chips, and more. Now featuring extended hours and happy hour. Fridays from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m., Saturday and Sunday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Harbor Cove Cafe, the hidden treasure at the end of Spinnaker Drive. Visit harborcovecafe.net for more information.
Showbiz is a cruel and shallow money trench, a long plastic hallway where thieves and pimps run free and good men die like dogs for no good reason. There's also a bad side.
Oh, hey, this is the Backseat Mogul Show, live here on Rough Edge FM. We are talking from our brand new studio. It's not the brand new studio; it's the same studio, but it's new design of our studio. So I am Scott Bolton. I am the Backseat Mogul, and we have Jeff Genet sitting right next to me, and we have Johnny D sitting next to him. And in case you want to see what they look like up close, this is Jeff, and that's John. Jeff had to shrink down. I'm supposed to adjust these before every show. I forgot that part today.
Oh, that's okay.
So anyway, we'll go back here. So Jeff can sit up straight.
It's fine. I can lean down every time you pan over. I'll just take a look.
Today's show is brought to us by Star People, which is a movie starring Kat Cunning. Let me tell you what Star People is out. It's in LA next week, and then it's going to VOD the week after that. We'll be reviewing it next Saturday on Saturday's show. Because we have review copies that we're going to talk about. Let's see who else is in this. Kat Cunning is the star. McCabe Sly is also in it. Connor Paulo and Bradley Fisher from Westworld also in this. Here's a story about Star People. On March 13th, 1997, thousands of people in Arizona witnessed the largest mass UFO sighting in U.S. history, now famously known as the Phoenix Lights. Have you guys seen pictures of the Phoenix Lights online?
I've seen video, yeah.
Yeah. Among them was a 10-year-old Claire who felt as if their lights called to her. Years later, Claire, who's played by Kat Cunning, and now a photographer, is still chasing that moment, hoping to capture the lights on camera and finally make sense of what she saw. So if you're in LA next week, starting August 12th, you can catch that at the theaters. Otherwise, it'll be on VOD the week after that. And that, again, is Star People, which we haven't seen yet. Might suck. We don't know. But it might be good, too. That's what we're hoping for. So
sounds interesting.
Yeah.
It might end up on our special edition segment.
It might, but probably not.
Okay.
But we do. I'm glad you mentioned that. That was a good segue, John, because we're going to get done with this right now because I know you guys are anxious to talk about this. So let's see what we got here. 1 second. Is it as bad as they say it was? We'll find out now on the Backseat Mogul Show. Brought to you by Pele Utu, Reno's only traditional tiki bar. A kaleidoscope of colors and tropical charm with the undeniable allure of paradise and intoxicatingly delicious cocktails. Pele Utu, open Wednesday through Sunday from 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. 1275 Stardust Street in Reno, Nevada. For more information, please visit pele-utu.bar. So today's Is It As Bad As They Say It Is a movie I saw as a kid in theaters at the old Ventura Theater when flicks were a nickel and popcorn was 15 cents.
Wow.
It was a long time ago.
What a deal.
It's a movie from 1972, which is probably the year I saw it in theaters because my parents had a habit of, well, they had a plan, let's say. They would go to play tennis and they would drop my brother and I off at the movie theater, and we would spend all day at the movie theater, usually double features, sometimes a triple feature. So it was very cool. Then Stanley was one of those movies. They didn't really, PG was different. I don't think PG, no, it did. PG existed, but PG-13 did not exist. But it was a little different back then. And Stanley was a rated PG movie. You'd never know it from watching it. But Stanley is about there's Stanley. And we'll talk about that scene. That's Alex Rocco there, that scene. Here's what it says on that lobby card. Tim has a pet rattlesnake. When Tim gets mad, Stanley gets deadly. Really dumbs down the movie as far as I'm concerned, because it's really about a Vietnam vet who's suffering from PTSD, and his best friends are the snakes. He loves his snakes, his rattlesnakes, and other snakes as well. And when people harm his snakes, he goes a little ballistic, as you should. If somebody harms your pets, you should go a little ballistic. So, Johnny, why don't you tell us your thoughts about Stanley from 1972?
Well, first I'm going to jump into I'm going to go all the way to about 7 minutes to the end.
Okay. I don't think we have to worry about spoiler alerts on Stanley.
It really changed. I don't know what happened to Tim's character, but he just totally changed. He pretty much turned into Rocco's type character. He just became a really terrible, bad person, especially the way he started, what he was doing with the girl.
Oh, yes, the relationship.
Yeah.
And I used air quotes because I think he thought there was a relationship. Not sure she did.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like, did I really enjoy the movie? It was okay. I'll put it that way. The only two people names that I recognized were Alex Rocco and the actor who played Tim, which is
Chris Robinson.
Yeah, Chris Robinson. Now,
you know, it's interesting. He just passed away last month.
Yeah.
Or in June, actually.
I think it was 86 or something like that.
I didn't realize that when I chose this movie for this segment, but yeah, he just passed away. So
now what I remember him from was he was in a lot of different episodes of episodic TV, different shows. But what I remember him from was, I think it was the last 2 seasons of the TV show 12 O'Clock High. And his character's name was Stanley.
Oh, that's funny.
Kowalski.
That's fun. Isn't that
It was Kowalski or Kamansky?
Kowalski is that's the name from Streetcar, isn't it? Streetcar Named Desire? Isn't his name Stanley Kowalski?
I'm not sure.
I don't know either. And if I'm wrong, then, don't report me.
Comment down below.
Yeah, please. Okay. So Jeff, what did you think?
I had to watch it over a couple different nights because I kept falling asleep through it.
Yep.
But I agree with John. Yeah, like his character kind of kept changing throughout, and things kept happening where I was like, wait a minute, what happened? Wait, how did we get to this point? Especially the girl at the end. I'm like, wait, what is going on? And then like I had to keep stopping to look things up because like he's picking up snakes. And these are rattlesnakes. And if you know rattlesnakes, they're very
bitey.
Exactly. I'm like, how did they do that? I had to look it up. Turns out that they defanged all the snakes and they had to sew their mouths shut and stuff. And I was like, wow, that kind of sucks. But then it gets further into the movie where they're like, the guy comes down on the gun on the baby rattlesnakes. And I'm like, wait a minute. Hold on a second. So I looked that up and they killed a lot of snakes in this movie.
It's that's my biggest problem with that movie is I'd forgotten that after I watched it again. I was sorry I sent it to you guys because I thought, God, I forgot about that. And it's interesting because in the DVD commentary, apparently the producers say they didn't kill any snakes. They say that they said they were already dead. They used dead snakes. And I'm going, dead snakes don't move.
Yeah.
And
filament.
Huh?
They had fishing line tied to them. And
yeah, because they had the budget for that.
Well, I don't know. Like those movements were really convincing. Like if
it wasn't just being drugged,
and it was just like that guy comes down with the gun, and then I'm like, that's a real snake, and then it cuts away, and it's like and then the guy's slamming the snakes around, and yeah, like when I looked it up, it was like they killed so many snakes. There's no number on how many snakes they killed. But then the director came out and he said, "Yeah, I have a wallet that's made out of Stanley." Like,
Wow. It's just a different world out there. You know,
Yeah.
nowadays that wouldn't happen because you see that at the end of every movie. No animal was harmed during the making of this.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't happen. You shouldn't kill something for art in general, for a movie like that, especially,
Oh yeah.
you know.
I have a correction to make. Chris Robinson did not play Stanley in 12 O'Clock High. His character's name was Technical Sergeant Alexander Sandy Kamansky.
Well, that just ruins everything.
I know it.
Should have
but
left it. It was better story the other way.
I know, but I had to correct myself. Oh, and in what Jeff said about when we first started, I didn't get to do my. Okay, I'm done.
Thanks.
Yeah. I'm speechless. I don't know. I will say this about Stanley. I thought that it was slightly better made than I remembered. As a kid. Now, again, I was 11. Not greatly made, but better made than I thought. Alex Rocco is always fun. See him playing a bad guy. He's the guy who's leaping into this pool here. And as you can tell, there's probably something in the pool.
Oh yeah.
And a bunch of snakes that he wraps up. And I think he had, I was trying to pay close attention to his scene in the pool with the snakes. And I think he was in the pool with at least some live snakes because they were moving around when he was in their water with them.
Yeah.
But I can't recommend a movie that kills animals for its sake. That really bothers me a lot. And it really bothered me. Like you said, you don't know how many they killed. They killed a bunch and one is too many.
Makes me wonder, when did the Humane Society get involved with film?
Right after that movie. No, I don't know when, but
I mean, was it before that or was it after that? Because normally when
it was way
when you see a movie or TV, it says no animals were harmed per the Humane Society, whatever their thing is.
Yeah.
So when I saw those snakes getting killed, it's like, okay.
Well, I know one of the movies that people make a big deal out of that does kill animals is Cannibal Holocaust.
Oh yeah, I've not seen that. I refuse to watch it. It's on me.
I've seen that one. My friend got it on Blu-ray when it was like legal in the United States for a little bit.
Yeah.
And there's like a animal cruelty version and then the animal humane version of it where you can watch it with all those scenes cut out.
Oh,
so we watched the actual version. And then I think we watched it with a friend who had a vegan girlfriend. She was crying the whole time. But anyways, that's beside the point. And yeah, they do like kill the animals on screen, but I guess they weren't going to do that. But the tribe that they were working with was like, yeah, no, do it for your movie. We're going to eat them anyways. So like,
at least there's some.
In a way, they're using them. So like, I guess you could give it a pass. But like for this movie, they're not eating those snakes.
No,
afterwards,
they're just killing them and putting them in the dumpster.
Yeah.
And it's just not right. And I also know that in the Wild Bunch, I think it's the Wild Bunch, there's a scene where they shotgun a chicken, and it's a real chicken, and they kill it with a shotgun. And it's again, I'm not condoning that. You could have easily faked that, you know. But
yeah, but that was lunch for some of the.
Not when you shoot it with a shotgun. They're talking about chicken nuggets. It'd be chicken.
Well, it'd be chicken stew
because it just explodes. It just explodes. But anyway, I'm against any movie that kills real animals or harms animals. There's no reason for that. And I know in the old Westerns, they used to use the tripwire on the horses and stuff. That's disturbing to watch too. Even before I knew that was going on, the tripwire part, it was disturbing to watch. But when you find out they're tripping them, like, oh, come on, guys, you know, I just don't need to see that. And Stanley was also the other thing I thought about Stanley was I thought that it was kind of ahead of its time because it addressed the PTSD thing way before. I mean, 1972, was the war still going on then? Was it just over? John's not with us anymore.
No.
What year did the Vietnam War end?
Supposedly 75.
Oh, that's true. Cause yeah. Okay. So it was the Vietnam War is going full steam and they're doing a movie about PTSD. So I had to give, points for that. But overall, like I said, I wouldn't recommend this movie because you don't kill animals for any art whatsoever. You don't kill anything. Okay, insects, lobsters, because you can eat the lobster. I don't know.
Yeah, it was just like I felt like the just like the tone just kept shifting. Like what is the message here, And another thing that I had read, I don't know how true this is, but the script was written in a week apparently.
I can believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you watch it and you're like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It didn't, all that, it's a mess of a script is what it is.
Yeah.
And they didn't know where they were going, and they can't take you where they want to go because they don't know where they're going. So, yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. And by the way, I got this movie from a box set that Josh gave me, my son, and it's 50 B movies on like 25 discs or something like that. So I'll be choosing a lot of those movies from there to for us to talk. But yeah, this one I think is as bad as they say it is. Rotten Tomatoes give it 18%. That's probably generous, but
and of Chris Robinson's acting career, I believe this was his first starring feature role, because everything else was like a guest star or part of a ensemble crew. This was his first.
He wasn't horrible in it, but
he wasn't.
It was a B movie performance for sure. Everything in that movie is a B movie performance, except the script, which was an F movie.
Oh yeah, I got to tell you, the so-called hitman, the assassin, who
Psycho.
was Psycho. When I first saw him on the airboat, my first thought was, is that William Fichtner?
Oh,
Because the way he had his glasses and his hat and all that.
Not from 72.
And then, of course, later I go, nope, that's not him.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I hated that character and I hated that actor.
that was overdone.
That
too.
was, yeah,
that acting was way over. And
agree.
Surprisingly, the guy with the black long hair, the bad guy.
Okay.
I think he had something to do with the music of that movie.
Oh, he probably wrote a song or two, because that was the other thing. All of a sudden, it would just break into song. I mean, not that the characters were singing, but they do like a video, a music video. And
the music wasn't bad.
Okay,
it wasn't great either. Okay, the music wasn't good.
Yeah, it was just odd.
But I was looking at his name in the credits, and then I saw his name again. It had something to do with the music. I'm going, I wonder if that's how they paid him. We'll let you be in the movie.
I don't know. I don't know the history of that movie. It's obviously got a copyright because in the box set that I got, they're all from the same studio. So, which is interesting. 50 B movies from the same studio. You got to love that, right? But the link I sent to you guys was on YouTube. So if you want to watch snakes die, you can go to YouTube and watch snakes die. I don't recommend it, but you could do that.
You know, it isn't funny, but it made me started thinking about, there was a baseball game where I believe it was Randy Johnson, the pitcher, throws a fastball just as a dove flies in between him and the catcher, and he obliterated that.
It just blows up. I've seen that video. Yeah.
And it's like that's what made me think of that when we were talking about killing animals, basically.
Yeah, but that was 100% an accident.
Yeah,
this is intentional to make money. It's not right. It's just wrong. And I didn't like that part of it at all. So what should we talk about next? Should we talk about Fantastic Four?
Why not? We've all seen it.
Okay.
Sure.
So Fantastic Four, as I'm sure everybody knows, is the new superhero movie from Marvel. And it's about 4 characters who we've seen many times before in movies, but never successfully. So, so Jeff, I'll let you start with the Fantastic Four.
I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was fantastic, but it was okay. I think I gave it a 6.8 or a 7.2 out of 10. I don't know. It just, I mean, it's the best Fantastic Four movie that has come out so far, but that's not a high bar.
Right.
And I feel like it's like the first Marvel movie that feels connected to like the grand scheme of what they're setting up, because like after Endgame, like you don't really know, like nothing feels like there's a plan, but this is the first one that feels like there's a plan.
Yeah. It's like, as much as I like Thunderbolts, it felt like a standalone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I see what you're saying. I agree with you.
I thought it was an interesting way to introduce the Fantastic Four. Like, you know, we all know the story. We've seen it a dozen times, but it's like, hey, here they are. They've been going for a while. And I think maybe that's kind of what threw me off a little bit, which is like, I would recommend it. I think it's a good movie, but there are issues with it. I just don't know pinpointed what those issues are. But I didn't leave the theater wowed, I think, is what my review is, I think.
That's exactly how I felt, actually. I left the theater and I enjoyed the movie. I had a good time, but as I left, I felt a little disappointed, and I've heard people say it's better than Superman. It's not. But it was enjoyable. It was good. I like the fact that they skipped the origin. I don't think a lot of these people, we need origin stories anymore. We all know them. And it was weird getting dumped in the middle of it all, but you figured it out fast enough. I thought the casting was great. I thought that everybody in it was terrific, especially Vanessa Kirby, who's always mind blowing, and Pedro. Pedro's they kept saying that Tom Cruise was the last movie stars. Well, they're still making movie stars, and Pedro's one of them. Glenn Powell's obviously one of them. So they're out there.
And not to mention R. Scott Bolton and John R. DeRivo.
That's true. Yeah. Stars of First Run, which we'll get to in a little bit.
Right.
But my biggest problem with the movie, and it took me a couple of days to figure it out, was I like the idea of the retro, because it takes place with the 70s, 60s, something like that. But it made everything feel plastic and unreal. And instead of being a solid movie with a solid theme, that kind of drew me away. It made me think that everything just felt fake. You know what I'm saying? There was a couple of really bad CGI scenes in there, by the way. But it just didn't, that plasticness of everything, because everything was molded plastic. All their computers, all their devices, it all seemed to be molded plastic. And that just made everything seem artificial to me. And that had a hard part getting through that. Let me ask you guys, what did you think about the baby? Did you think that CGI baby was horrible? And I'm only asking because I've read reviews where people say that ruins the movie.
I didn't realize it was a CGI baby.
You thought it was a good actor as a baby?
Well, no, actually, I thought it was like one of those mechanical babies that they use in movies. I'm
talking in particular about the scene when he's on her chest near the end.
Oh,
I don't remember that.
I thought it was a bit, just the scene was cheesy.
It was.
I didn't think anything of the CGI baby. I just thought, that's a cheesy way to go about it. But I didn't know anything about the baby character, which I had to read about it afterwards.
So that exists in the comics?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
Like I found out, why the plot kind of revolved, without getting into spoilers, why the, certain parts of the plot revolve around the baby and who the baby is and stuff like that. So,
the baby is a baby.
That's
a fantastic baby.
That's right. Yeah. Fantastic Five, right? He's number 5.
Yeah.
It didn't bother me either. I mean, I knew it was CGI because babies don't act. They Google, they Gaga. Those are both trademark terms now that I think about it. Google and Gaga. Anyway,
how about goggle?
That's a real word.
Oh.
I guess so is Google and Gaga. Anyway, it didn't bother me at all. I knew it was CGI. I agree with you completely. I actually physically went, here we go. Because you knew it was going to happen. And you knew it from the beginning of the movie. They're not going to end it that way. Being very careful not to spoil anything. But it didn't bother me. But a lot of people have complained and said it's so bad that it ruined the movie. I didn't get that at all. So.
What I really liked about the movie is when in my younger days, which is way long time gone,
like 60 years, right?
Maybe more. I used to read. That was one of my comics to read. Was Fantastic Four. What I liked about this movie, for me, it was like I'm watching a comic book in real action, in live action, and that's what it felt like for me. That I'm actually watching a comic book and not a movie. And that's what I liked about it.
Did you feel that way about Superman?
Yes and no. I really, really enjoyed Superman. Did I think it was better than Fantastic Four? Yes, I did. But some of the comic of what I remember from Superman, yes, but not as much as Fantastic Four.
Okay. That's
if you're a big Fantastic Four comic book fan, I really think people are going to really enjoy this.
I only asked that because a lot of people who've reviewed the Superman movie like the fact that they thought it was like watching a comic book. And I didn't feel that way when I watched it. I mean, I'm sure it was my idea of a comic book movie is Creepshow. Creepshow is a comic book movie as you can possibly get. I mean, even with the pages turning and stuff throughout it. But I didn't feel that way about Superman so much. But I know what you're saying, and maybe that was the problem with Fantastic Four and me, is that I was watching it and it just didn't feel real. It didn't feel whole. It felt pulpy, and the story was pulpy. So, but it was still good. I don't want to damn the movie at all, because I did enjoy it. I had a good time. I thought that the score was interesting. Michael Giacchino, I think is his name. He's a terrific score writer, and there were raves about his score before the movie came out. And when I saw it, I was like, well, that's why the guy's really good. He's filling in for John Williams in some of the Star Wars project. So you know that if you're filling in for John Williams, you got to have some chops.
Yeah. Well, he's filled in for a lot of John Williams stuff, because he even did Jurassic World.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. And a great score there too. Yeah.
What when you go watch this movie, stay until the screen goes completely blank.
This is the first time I went to a movie like that and didn't even look it up on the phone at the end, because I knew there was going to be an end sequence.
Because you're going to watch it and you're going to go, oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody in the theater left, but John and I were sitting there by ourselves watching, waiting for the end scene.
Yeah, it's wild that people still get up and walk. It's like you've had Marvel around for what,
long time,
15 years now, and we're still walking out like we still don't know that there's stuff at the end of the credit. It's wild.
Yeah,
I mean, the same thing with Sinners.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
he's only saying that because I walked out.
Well, yeah.
You know what, John? I'm going to go to a close up of you so I can do this. Oops. There we go.
One thing I did not like about the movie, and if you want to call it a spoiler alert, fine.
Which movie are we talking about?
Oh, I'm sorry. Forgive me. Fantastic Four.
Okay.
First Steps. The bad guy, what happened to his spaceship?
He parked it.
Planet consuming spaceship.
Yeah.
Because he left it to come down to.
That's a good question.
And left it up there in the air. They didn't tell us what happened to it.
I just assumed it just stayed there. It wasn't dangerous anymore because he was gone. Boy, we're not spoiler alerting anything, are we?
No.
Better stop right now.
Yeah.
Jeff, you look like you had a brainstorm over there. What was that about?
He said Fantastic Four, First Steps. What takes first steps? A baby.
Oh, that's true. That is true. Because that's a good point. Because it's not the first steps of the Fantastic Four. They've been in business for 2 years, right?
4
years when that starts.
And 4, get it? 4, Fantastic Four.
Oh,
Well,
deep
we're
does it
getting
go?
Now, like in Superman, yeah, we say there was not an origin story, but in a sense there was. In Fantastic Four, First Steps, they did touch down very briefly on how they got their power.
Yeah, and that's what I want them to do.
That's what I liked
that
about
show or whatever, that talk show that they were on.
Yeah.
It was like that quick, hey, here, we're catching you up. Cool. Boom. We're into the movie now.
I love that. That's the way they need to do those movies these days. We don't need to go through the whole. I was so glad when Superman didn't do that. Like, we know what happened. We know where he came from. We know what he does. Just take me in the middle of the action, and they did. They, with a brief crawl on the screen. This happened. This happened. This happened. And then this is happening.
And they were still able to touch on those defining moments of his origin story throughout that movie and make it feel like it wasn't forced, or that at least that we're going over those points.
Yeah, I agree completely. And that's also Fantastic Four did the same thing with that talk show. That was a brilliant idea.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully they'll come up with more ideas like that for future movies that they're.
Now, of theatrical releases of Fantastic Four, is this the third or fourth?
Theatrical? It's a third, right?
Fourth one.
Fourth?
Yeah.
Because there was a TV movie.
Yeah, but I'm talking about theatrical, not
Yeah.
TV.
Yeah, no, there were 2 movies in like the early 2000s, and then there was one in like 2016 or something.
Okay, then yeah, this would be
And
four.
then this is the fourth
Yeah.
one.
Because the previous one, I don't know I don't even remember what the story was about, but I just had no interest in seeing that one.
Mhm.
I don't know why.
Yeah, they didn't click. They didn't work.
But the first two, I enjoyed. This one I enjoyed a whole lot more.
Yeah, this is like I said, I don't want to diss this movie at all because it was a fun, entertaining movie. But I've heard so many. It's got better reviews on Rotten Tomatoes than Superman, and that bothers me. I think Superman's 10% better than this. I mean, as far as the ratings are concerned,
I agree. Yeah,
that's what's going on with it now. So,
have we heard what the next Marvel release is going to be, or DC release?
yeah, it's the Avengers. It's set at the end of the movie.
so it's kind of
It
back
did.
and forth.
You should have stayed. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You should. Avengers Doomsday is coming out at the end of next year, which is the next big one. And then I think for a year, there's not another movie until Avengers Secret Wars at the end of the following year. But there is a Spider-Man movie coming out either before Doomsday or after Doomsday, which they announced the title of. It's called Brand New Day. And they've been like teasing his suit past couple of days.
Yeah.
So I guess they started filming that, but I'm not sure when that drops because they've changed it a couple of times. I think it comes out before Doomsday, but I'm not sure.
Is that all?
Okay,
It seems like there's fewer movies. Are they releasing fewer films, or am I just because it seemed like there was a bunch? There was 3 this year, right?
Yes, there were 3 this year. There was Captain America, Thunderbolts, and Fantastic Four. But yeah, I think they're like slowing it down just to build up, like they did that with Infinity War and with Endgame.
Yeah, that's true.
'Cause there was that big giant space between Infinity War and Endgame where nothing happened. So I think that's what they're doing again. They're just trying to build hype for that.
Okay,
focus on that.
You said Avengers Doomsday.
Yes,
Doomsday. Doom or Dooms?
Doomsday.
Okay, is that one movie or is that 2 different movies?
That's one movie.
Okay, and then after that, you said what was the other one?
Secret Wars, which is
That's Avengers Secret Wars.
yes,
Oh, okay. And then whatever the next Spider-Man is.
Yeah.
Okay.
which that's been all over the place too. Because like
Well, the Spider-Man movies are huge. They're just monsters. So
yeah. So like I guess Sony wants it to be this big multiverse thing, and then Marvel wants it to be this street level because he's not like after No Way Home, he's not really that big of a superhero anymore.
Yeah.
So it's like street level with Daredevil, Punisher, like those kinds of heroes. But I guess Sony wants to do this big like Into the Spider-Verse style thing with him again, which I kind of don't want. I kind of want him to work with Daredevil and Punisher. I think that sounds cool.
That's perfect. I'd love to see that movie. Yeah. I love the Daredevil character. One of my favorite scenes. It wasn't even the best I'm talking Punisher. I'm sorry. I meant Punisher. In one of the Punisher movies, and it wasn't even one of the best Punisher movies. There's a line where Castle has gone to these people's house and he's killed a bunch of mob members. And the police detective that's working with them tells him, stop killing people. I got to call this in. Stop killing people. And so the guy goes down to the phone, and the lone bad guy is sitting at the table, and Castle blows his head off. And the mob guy turns around and goes, damn it, Castle. Just because he don't like those people. That's what Punisher does. I'm always amazed at the brutality of Punisher. It's pretty, and I know the comics are the same way. It's brutal stuff.
Okay, with TV and movies, there's been, was it 4 actors who has played Castle? Or let me rephrase that, who have actually played the Punisher?
Yeah,
because I can't remember if they used the name Castle in the Dolph Lundgren.
I'm sure they did. That's the character's name. Yeah, it's
But
Frank Castle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think he was movie-wise. I think Dolph Lundgren was the first Punisher.
Might have
actor
been.
named Punisher.
There was Dolph. There was Thomas Jane, who also did a great job. And then I forget the other guy's name. He passed away a couple of years ago, but he was terrific. I'm sad that I forgot his name. And then, of course, John Bernthal.
Okay, then
Is there anything that man can't do?
No.
he's going to be in the Odyssey.
Yeah.
He's in the Odyssey. He's in the Bear.
Yeah.
He was in Walking Dead for however. He is the Punisher now.
Yeah.
It's like, and he's terrific in everything he does. He's amazing.
Now, speaking of the Odyssey, I highly recommend because that doesn't come out until next year. But before you watch that movie, watch, I believe it was called Ulysses. which is pretty much the Odyssey, and it's with Kirk Douglas.
Mhm.
It's an
You
excellent.
know what? I'll do that.
It's a very, very good movie. I mean,
And also,
Douglas.
what's the Clooney movie? Where art thou, brother? What was the name of that?
Oh,
Oh, brother, where art thou?
Oh, brother, where art thou? That's also the Odyssey.
wait, what?
Yeah, it is. Watch it again.
I'm
You'll
gonna
see.
have to.
Yeah, it's also the Odyssey, just told in a very, very different way. I love that movie too. Terrific stuff.
That was a very good movie.
So, Johnny, you haven't seen Happy Gilmore 2.
No, I have not.
Okay, we're going to talk about it anyway, just because
That's fine.
it's
It will not spoil it for me.
no. And the one thing I will tell you about Happy Gilmore 2 is you should probably watch Happy Gilmore 1 again first, because so much of it is interlaced.
Mhm.
It's very important. I had seen Happy Gilmore in theaters, and I watched it again the day before I watched Happy Gilmore 2. And I think that helped a lot. So anyway, Jeff, go ahead and tell us about what you thought about Happy Gilmore 2.
I liked it. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I'll have fun with anything Adam Sandler's in, even Adam Sandler's bad movies. I always find something to laugh at, like Jack and Jill.
Yeah.
Everybody hates Jack and Jill. I laughed so hard during that movie at certain parts. But no, I thought this movie was great. I thought, oh, it's a sequel, like it might not be that good. But yeah, they were able to make a story out of it. They were able to make it fun. They were able to make it an Adam Sandler movie. I didn't feel disappointed with it at all. And even though they were like very heavy-handed with the references to the original one, and they were like they had to bring in everybody from the original
Yes.
one.
Everybody who was
Still
left.
alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like make some reference to them in some way. Like
Right.
it still didn't feel like, here's another. It felt okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was fun.
I don't understand the hatred toward this movie, because a lot of people are out there just complaining about how bad it is and they've ruined the legacy of Happy Gilmore. Okay, first of all, it'd be really hard to wreck the legacy of Happy Gilmore. When that movie came out, it was a thing. It was not a big thing, but it became a big thing as that people started watching it and streaming and video and all that. And so now people are saying that they've ruined the legacy of Happy Gilmore, when to me, it's the exact same movie with a slightly different story. Because the humor is the same, the characters are the same, the heart is what I like most about that movie. It's got a big heart, and it's the references I was mentioning. A lot of them you don't need to re-see the first movie for, because they show you a clip, so to remind you of that. But some of the characters that don't get to return because they've sadly passed away, but they've got fill-ins for them that work really well.
Mhm.
And as speaking of which, Eminem is one of them.
Mhm.
I did not recognize him at all. At the end of the movie, my wife goes, "What'd you think of Eminem?" I go, he was in that, but he was funny.
Mhm.
And this all comes around to the reason I hate Adam Sandler. And I hate Adam Sandler because he has the life I want. I want to live in a world where I get paid tens of millions of dollars to go make movies and have funs with my family and my friends, and then get it released and have 60 million people watch it in opening weekend. What a dream job. I mean, and the guy's earned it. There's no question. He keeps delivering movies, and I'm with you. I'll watch anything he's in, with one exception, the Western comedy he did. God, I hated that movie. Yes.
I haven't seen that one.
See, that's why you said you like them all, because you haven't seen that one. It's god awful. But sometimes he does the deep movies too. Like I know we've talked about it before, but The Cobbler. The Cobbler's a great movie. It's not one of those crazy Adam Sandler comedies. It's a story about humanity, and it's brilliant. And again, I hate him because he has the life I want.
And then there's that other series one did, Uncut Gems. I have not seen it, but I definitely want to.
We started watching Uncut Gems at home, and 15 minutes in, my wife says, I can't watch this. It's making me too jittery. I can't watch it. We had to turn it off, and I had to watch the rest of it later when she wasn't around, because it's very chaotic.
Mhm.
Have you seen it?
I haven't. I
Okay.
own it, but I haven't gotten around to it yet.
When you get around to it, I think you'll be very happy with it, because it's a brilliant movie, but it is hard to watch because it is chaotic. It is jittery. It's nerve-wracking, and it's all intended to be that way. But by the time it's all over, it pays off, and you're very happy with it, with the final product. It's a great movie, and Sandler should have been nominated for an Oscar at least for that. And everybody thought he was going to, and then the day the nominations were announced, he didn't get chosen. But it's too bad because he was truly great.
When it comes to movies, nominating, whether it's the picture, the actor, the actress, or whatever, who actually does the nominating?
I believe that the individual, and I could be wrong on this, I believe that the individual sections, like actors vote for actors, directors vote for directors for the nominations. But for the awards, everybody votes. That's my understanding. Is that right?
That's for voting, but it's the nomination.
I just said that. Listen again. Let me start over.
Is this at the end credits?
Yeah, you should have stayed. Actors vote for actors for the nominations.
No, I heard that part.
Then why are you asking me about it?
Because then you said, but then when it comes to actual voting, which I understand the voting.
Apparently not.
Well, nobody voted for me.
Well, that's because the movie hasn't come out yet.
Well, that's true too.
But when the movie comes out, it's going to happen.
Yes. Okay, sorry. So what movie?
This movie that we're talking about. Anyway, Johnny, you haven't seen that. What have you seen lately? Because I'm trying to find something here.
Movie-wise, well, the last one that I actually watched was Fantastic Four, First Steps. I'm still watching a lot of the older television that I find on Tubi and Prime Video, and what's that other free one that when you tune into it, I can tell you right now.
Tubi, Pluto.
Yeah, Pluto. That's it. And what I don't like about Pluto, if you want to watch something from the beginning, you can't, because apparently they're streaming it live, so it's not like you can start at the beginning. It jumps into wherever it happens to be on, unless I'm missing something on that.
Yeah, that sounds weird to me. I don't understand. I don't use Pluto often, but I've never had that issue.
That if you know what time you want to watch something, well, then that's when you tune in at that time.
So it's not really it's still a streaming service, but it's not a streaming service like Netflix where you pick and watch. I've never had that issue.
Right. Like with Prime Video, I can start something and I can always go back to the beginning of it. Mm-hmm. But with Pluto, I can't do that. And the same thing with Tubi. I can start watching something and I might have to go do something, come back. I missed 5 minutes. I can always go back to the beginning if I want to. I have not been able to do that with Pluto unless I'm doing something wrong, which I could be.
That's interesting though, because that means that would be like a normal channel. You know, it's like when you turn on CBS and Pulp Fiction's playing. You want to watch Pulp Fiction from the beginning, but you don't have an option of obviously on broadcast television. That doesn't seem odd.
It's like that Burt Reynolds movie I told you about, Sam Whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that on Pluto. The only thing is I tuned into it when I only had about 30 minutes left.
Well, I know that there are a lot of the streaming services have channels where they just kind of play this set playlist.
Which that I believe Pluto is. Now they might have some where you can start from the beginning at any time. But for the most part, from what I've been able to tell, is you start it from, or if you know that XYZ is going to be on at 2:00, well, you tune in at 1:58.
Oh, I've never had that experience. But I've never looked at the channels either. I'll just go, I'm looking for a certain movie. So I'm searching and pulling it up, and then it always starts from the beginning.
But I've been watching on Pluto anyway, the original NCIS. And then I was away from it for a day. And then when I came back, it was the later episodes without Mark Harmon. So it's like it runs continuously.
Yeah, it must be like he said, it must be a channel that they're running there. I use those channels because a lot of times they have movies that you can't see anywhere else. There's things that, and I've read some things where there's some questions about whether they have the rights to some of the things they run. But that being said, I've used it, but I just can't get past the ads. I hate ads in those things. And especially when they play the same ad every 15 minutes or 10 minutes. You know, it's like, okay, I've seen this 4 times now. I get your point. But that's why most of my streaming channels, I'll just pay the extra money for no commercials. I don't want my shows interrupted unless they're designed that way. Like I watch Picard on Amazon. Well, it's designed for syndication. So there's breaks there. That's okay. I get that, you know. But when it's a movie, it's really distressing when stop. And thank God that they've got that new thing where they go back like a second so you don't miss anything. And also they're not editing things. If I see a movie that's edited, if they black out the profanity or whatever, clip out the nude. I'm not interested. I want to see what the director wanted me to see. And they don't do that anymore either, which is nice, at least as far as I've seen.
When I'm watching a series or a movie on Tubi and they have a commercial break, it might be 1, 2, possibly 3 different ads, but it's a minute to maybe a minute and a half. And then, like you said, it goes back to just before the break. So
like
you're
that.
not losing anything.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't mind if it's free. I don't mind paying or putting up with the ads because they're not intrusive. I can't say that word.
See, that's exactly my problem. They are intrusive. Despite the fact you go back, you're getting, and they don't place them well either. It's like, oh, the murderer is, buy this soap. It's wonderful soap. It's like, and then you go back and you find out who the murderer is afterwards. But it changes the flow. Movies are designed to flow. And if you break that flow up, it can break the whole feel of the movie. I'm sure you agree. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, I agree with that. Like some things, like you said, are designed to do that. Like my wife and I have been watching The Bear.
Yes.
And they place those ads in good spots between scenes, so it's not like, oh my gosh, like what's going on in this scene? It's like, okay, this scene has ended. We're going to the next thing. There's an ad right there, and it's not a very long ad. It's 45 seconds or something.
Yeah, I haven't had any issue. I haven't finished this season yet, but we just started it, and that show's so good. But they designed those shows for syndication because I don't know if it's still that way today, but when John and I were working for the television industry, syndication was what you wanted. That was your dream, because if you got syndicated, you were making money. And they always would shoot for 100 episodes, and they would always include those commercial breaks. And that's what I think shows like The Bear and Picard, these shows, they're on streaming networks now, but they can syndicate them later. And those breaks are already there. So it makes sense, even though by the time they end up in syndication, there may be 10 minutes of programming and 50 minutes of advertising, but because it seems like it gets longer all the time. Put your headphones on for a second, guys. I want to play this.
Which ones? Does it matter?
Those.
Okay. The ones that are hooked up.
Yeah, the ones that are plugged in would be a good.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Wait a minute. Oh, there we go.
Are you ready, Jeff? And now it's time for the First Run Progress Report with filmmaker Jeff Genet. I told you I was going to do that. Yeah. And you can say, no progress.
Oh, no, there's progress. A little bit of progress. Yes, well, yeah, there's been a bit of progress the past couple of weeks. I have my flow. I've been combining different save files, so I've figured out how to do that, so it makes my job a lot easier, so I don't have to input the actual files. I can just technical stuff, don't worry about it. So it's flowing a lot faster. I have about 5 scenes left that I have to cut before we can start moving to the fine tuning, color grading, and all that stuff. So instead of like, what did I say last time? We were like 45 minutes.
Yeah, about 45 minutes.
I'm like an hour 20 minutes now.
Oh wow.
So I got, well, no, maybe not an hour 20 minutes, maybe an hour like 10. Yeah, because I still got like 5 scenes. I'm in the middle of that 5th one right now. And I think like the last week I haven't touched it at all, just because I've been in a weird mood and I haven't been at it.
You're allowed to take breaks.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, sometimes you got to do that. You got to walk away.
Yeah.
And then bam, you're back to it.
Yeah, but this morning it was the first time I've worked on it in like a week, and I have been blowing through this really long scene. So it's getting there. I've been writing the sequel.
That's right. Yeah, you were telling us about that.
I'm like 30 pages in on that.
Yeah.
And feels weird. So, but
it's fun to go back, isn't it though?
Yeah. It's very fun. Like, cause I've joked with the actors, like, cause I always kind of want to know what happens with the characters afterwards. And I joked with the actors on set, like, oh yeah, the sequel. And then they were like, you need to write it. Like, we need to know we need to know about this. We want to do this, So I finally did start writing it, and it's, I feel like it has a point to it. There's themes that I can put into it that are actually like relatable. It like a lot of it hasn't happened to me. It's not like 70-30. Or
Okay,
whatever it is.
yeah.
I don't do math.
Yeah.
Like the first one, it's more like 20 to 80. But it's fun, I think. Yeah. So
That's exciting. So
that's the update.
do you have any idea when you're going to be close to completion on the thing? I mean, I know it's all a guessing game, but
I would say in 2 weeks or less, the editing will be done. I got to talk with Pat. I haven't talked with him in a few weeks. He kind of does that where like I'll talk to him for a little bit and then he'll just disappear. And I gotta like send him a monthly text to be like, "Hey, are you still alive?" But that's just Pat. So
Yeah.
I got to talk with him, see where we're at with color grading, and I'm sure he's been because he has a couple scenes he's got to edit that he wanted to edit, and some visual effects that he's been working on.
Oh, that's right.
We
You were
got to
talking
get
about that.
together and work that out, and then I think in the next couple of days I'm gonna email the music people and see if we can get that started. So.
can we say the name of the band that you were working with? Is that okay to say now,
Yeah.
or should?
No, yeah, you can
Go ahead.
yeah,
No,
so like there's a few gnarly party songs in there. And then I've been talking with one of the members of that band to do the scoring on that
That'd be cool.
because he played one of the homies in the movie and he came up to me. He's like, "Hey, I do this. I don't know if you'd be interested, but it's out there. Like, I want to try to do this." And I'm like, "All right, sure. Like, I'll think about it." So I'm gonna hit him up and see if he'd be down to do it because I kind of want the one thing that everyone said about the test edits is that the punk music kind of fit with the tone of the film.
I can see that.
I used 3 punk songs from Gnarly Party in the film, and they were like, "Yeah, we weren't sure about the punk thing, but the punk thing actually really works." So I kind of want that throughout the score.
Yeah.
It's just that vibe to it. So
And will he give you that kind of score? Will
he
instead of a symphonic score or something, he'll do it like a
he's
punk rock?
been doing all kinds of stuff. Like he does. I'm following him on Instagram. I've been seeing the stuff that he's been putting out, and he does a little bit of like rap and a little bit of symphonic and a little bit of like the punk stuff, and like he kind of has his mind everywhere. So I'm thinking it might be a good idea.
That sounds perfect. Yeah.
So,
What's his name?
I don't have it off the top of my head.
I know. I felt bad asking because I'm the same way. I'd have to
Yeah.
look it up too. But I'm just let people follow him.
Yeah.
And Gnarly Party's a fun band.
Half the time I can't remember my name.
Yes, it is a fun band. I've only seen them a handful of times. I've been to 9 of their shows, and I've
Wow.
only seen them play 3 times because they always get shut down by the cops.
That's a good punk rock
That's a
band.
punk
That is a
band.
good punk rock band.
And they played a couple of times. One of those times was at the talent show at my high school.
Oh,
and
really?
They started a mosh pit at the high school.
At the high school.
And they were
Escorted off stage.
they were not a fan of that.
I was going through my music collection because I'm trying to get everything organized, and I came across my Gnarly Party albums or songs, whatever they are. I don't remember if there's a full album in there or just a bunch of songs. But I thought, I got to give these guys a listen because we talked about them before.
Yeah, so 3 songs I'm using is Schizo, Gnarly Party, and they made a song about the Regency called Welcome to the Regency.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Putting that one in there, which I didn't know about until recently. My dad was like, "Yeah, they made a song about the Regency." I'm like, "Oh, what?" I listened to it. I'm like, "Okay, that's
going
the song
in
for the credits." Yeah.
Perfect. Oh, okay.
And then, like I said, they got the band back together. They re-recorded the songs. They've been working on that, so it was really cool. That they
That's
were really
awesome.
excited to do that because they haven't played since like 2014.
Yeah,
or
it's been a long
15 or
time.
something. So yeah.
I told Josh about that. He was excited about it too.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, and Angel, who runs the band, he worked at the theater for a very long time, and he's also in the film. He plays the owner of Tony's Burrito Hut, Tony.
oh, that's John's big scene where he had to eat
Yeah,
the cold corn burrito,
Yeah,
and he enjoyed every bite of it.
Yep, it did.
my corn burrito wasn't from Tony's though because they're closed on Sunday, so we had to get it from somewhere else. I was like, "Dad, I forgot to get the corn burritos. Can you go somewhere pick up corn burritos?" And I don't know where he went. He just came with the big bag of stuff. He's like, "Here you go."
I wonder if you got them from that place that you and I went to lunch on Main Street. Of course, they weren't there on Main Street. They were still over there in
What is that?
Southport.
Perfidios, I think is the name of it.
No, I didn't want to say the name of the restaurant.
Why was it bad corn burritos?
Oh no, it was good.
And you can say the name of the restaurant.
Was it B&J?
Oh, B&J's out there in Sataquai.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
the little drive-in.
Maybe that's true. I was just thinking of the one out here in Santa Paula. That's really, I think it's Perfidio's is what it's called out here, but they also have really good corn burritos. Okay, we got a couple minutes because I got to bail. We're going up to Santa Barbara today for Fiesta. So Fiesta is an event they have every year up in Santa Barbara to celebrate the heritage of Santa Barbara. And we usually go up there and have a couple of margaritas and a big giant bean and cheese burrito. So I'm looking forward to that. But did you see anything else this week? Anything else that you want to talk about real quick?
Let me see. Let me look at my list here.
Oh, while you're looking at your list, I'll tell you I watched Babylon. Have you seen Babylon? Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie.
No.
No. See, that was the one I got confused with what was the other one? There was Babylon, and then there was another one that came out.
I know exactly what you're talking about because I had the same issue.
Yeah. Oh, Amsterdam?
Amsterdam.
Is that the one?
Yeah.
I have not seen either one of those.
I watched Babylon this past week. It's 3 hours and 10 minutes long or something like that. So it's a big movie. It's disturbing in the fact that it starts out with a party of complete debauchery, things that I don't know how they got in an R-rated movie because it goes a little beyond that. But the whole point of the movie is about the glory of movies. And it seems weird to say that because it starts out with this horrible debauchery scene and the discovery of a new talent who's Margot Robbie, who's always terrific. And Brad Pitt is silent movie star. This is during the silent era when it starts. And it tells both of their stories and another guy's story who's a producer, who's a fixer. He's not even a fixer. He's an assistant. And he climbs up the ladder through the studio industry. But I don't know if you would appreciate it unless you love the movies like we do, because it's a weird movie. And the thing I like about it is Brad Pitt plays a character who's moves easily from the silent era to the talkie era. And usually that's where they would have the problem, but they didn't do it that way. Something else happens to him that causes his career to skitter off. And then Margot Robbie is like the greatest actress who ever lived. She plays this who nobody knows, but she gets on stage, and this just gives you an example of her acting talent. And the director says, when this person walks in the door, I want you to burst into tears. And so the person walks in the door, they're filming now, and Margot Robbie's frozen, and the director's going. But you realize that Margot Robbie's building this emotion, and she just bursts into tears, just pouring down her face. And so they're all stunned. They call cut. Nobody knows who this woman is. And the director goes, "Can you do that again with just a little less crying?" And she's all, what, 70% less crying? Okay. Same scene, 70% less crying. The director comes to her again and goes, "Can you do that again with just like, just a 2 or 3 tears?" And Robbie's all, "How many tears?" She goes, "Oh, 1." Same scene, 1 tear. It's really cool, but she has a really dark side too that plays into it. But as I said, the whole story, despite you follow the successes, you follow the tragedies, and at the end, even though the end is also tragic, you realize that these people are all, yeah, I gave up this, I did this, but it was all worth it for the magic of the movies. And that meant a lot to me. It took me a while to figure that out. As I was watching, when it was over, I was like, well, what was that ending meaning? Because it's a real, almost psychedelic ending. But then it kind of dawned on me. It's about, these people literally give their lives. Some of them have tragic lives anyway. And and then it's all for the love of the movies. And it meant something to me. Again, if you're not a movie fan, it may not.
What'd you watch it on?
It was on Hulu.
Hulu.
Yeah. It was on Hulu. But it was Brad Pitt. That guy's just terrific. He is so good. And I've always said his biggest problem is he's too good looking to be considered for people to remember what a great actor he is too. But and Margot Robbie's kind of the same case. She's just drop dead gorgeous, but man, she can act.
Now, is Babylon, is that based on just a screenplay, or is it a book, or?
I keep forgetting the director's name, and I bet you know him too. But let me look it up real quick here, because I keep forgetting his name, and he's a known director. and I don't, for some reason, his name just keeps slipping out. Every time I try to talk to somebody about it, it is Damien Chazelle, who also directed La La Land,
Oh,
a little movie called Whiplash. I love Whiplash. So, and First Man, he directed as well, which I haven't seen, would like to. Anyway, this movie is big, grand, disgusting, heartbreaking, heart-filling, and just gorgeous to look at from beginning to end. Even the drab, when people's lives are not doing well, it's still gorgeous to look at. So if you get a chance, if you can pull 3 hours and 10 minutes out, it's worth sitting down for.
Okay.
Did you find something?
Yeah, I brought up my list of stuff I watched. I finished The Bear season 4 last night. It was good, very good, very stressful, very
That's what that shows a lot like Babylon.
just well acted. I mean, more of The Bear. I mean, if you haven't seen The Bear, watch The Bear. Because you'll be inspired to cook and you'll get stressed out.
That's true.
I had a lot of downtime at work, so I went through Chernobyl, that HBO series that came
I've
out
heard
earlier.
really great things about that.
It was very good. I felt it was short. It's
Oh,
only
yeah.
5 episodes. I was kind of like, man, I wish there was more of this because it was that good. It was really well done. Mickey 17. I saw that one, which you guys talked about on the show.
We did. Yeah, we both
Yeah.
loved Mickey
Very good
17.
movie.
The acting was great, and I like the special effects, and I love the story. It's something that whenever I can go to a movie and it's a story I don't know, I love that.
Yeah, I like the director. He's put out a couple movies that I like. Parasite, Memories of Murder, great movie. And then what was the other one? Okja, I think. Yeah. And I've been in the mood to, because of this show, I want to see more stuff. And then because of my own podcast, we do an award show at the end of every year where we talk, instead of getting like 5 movies that we vote on, it's every movie that came out that year.
Oh,
So I try to see every movie that came out during the year
wow.
for that. And I was hitting that point. And yes, it was very, very well done. I heard a lot of like mixed things about it. Some
Yeah, I
people
don't
didn't like
understand that. Some people didn't like it at all. And I think maybe because it was so fresh story-wise,
Mhm.
I think it kind of threw people off in the direction it was going. But I love that about it. I love the fact that it was weird and that the aliens weren't copycats of other aliens. Everything
Yeah.
about it was new and original.
Yeah, it was very weird, and like it just worked. It was very heartfelt. you know,
Yes.
and I enjoyed it a lot. Let's see what else. No Country for Old Men, which we talked about
it's a
last
good
time I was
movie.
on.
Yeah, what'd you think?
It was good, but it leaves a lot open.
Yeah.
It just kind of ends, and I kind of like when it ended, the credits started rolling. I was like, well, why does everybody like this? You know, and then it kind of was like, well, I feel like I need some explaining done to me about it. And I was like, man, I wish I would have seen more of this. Man, I wish, but that's like life. You know, sometimes you don't get
Right.
the end of the mystery. Sometimes you don't get those answers. It's just life goes on. You don't see everything. Like this happened. Okay, it happened off screen. We followed this guy though, but well, whatever. That's just how it happens.
Yeah.
So,
When I saw that movie in theaters, I swore that a scene was missing.
Mhm.
I swore. I thought, no, that can't be how this. There's something missing here.
Yeah.
Something feels disjointed. So I watched it again, and I felt like you did. It's like, why is everybody raving about this? Except for the fact it's the brothers that did it, the Coen brothers. And then I watched it again when it came out on DVD or streaming, whatever it was, and I liked it a lot more the second time. Still, that ending is there though, and it is weird. And I know it's certainly intentional because that's what those guys don't make movies that aren't intentional. And I still love it. I just the acting, Javier Bardem.
oh yeah,
Good Lord.
really well done.
Yeah, it deserved an Oscar for that. And Tommy Lee Jones was great in it, and the writing's really good, and the story's good. But yeah, they leave you hanging so hard at the end, which again, that was their intention.
Yeah.
And I really don't know why either, but it's still a great film.
Yeah, I need to watch one of those like 3-hour video essays or whatever.
Yeah.
Just somebody explain it to me so I can go, oh yeah. I knew that.
Well, that's how I felt. I didn't really particularly, didn't particularly like. It was okay. The movie what was the name of that movie? The one that we went and saw about the type of building.
Brutalist.
Brutalist.
Yeah.
And I walked away from that movie thinking, what did I just watch? I didn't care for the ending. I didn't.
The second half was not as good as the first half.
They didn't explain what happened to one of the main characters. He just disappears.
Yeah.
Now the ending itself was all right, but to me it left holes.
There were plenty of holes in that movie, and it's an ugly movie. There's no question about it. Like the buildings sometimes are, the Brutalist buildings are. But Adrian Brody made that movie worth sitting through. He was terrific in that movie, but it's a hard movie to watch. I haven't talked to anybody personally that has seen it that liked it. Everybody I mean, I know it was up for the Oscar, and I know that it's got like almost 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, but I thought it was just a disjointed mess made beautifully, because it is a very well cinema. It's the first film I can think of where this is the first thing that struck me is the opening titles. They don't crawl, they don't fade, they go sideways, like diagonally across the screen. It's like, that's odd, but it set the tone for the whole rest of the movie. But I'm with you. I just can't say I like that movie at all.
Yeah, well, I remember when I saw those titles, my first thought was in Star Wars, where you had that crawl telling you what's going on with the Empire and all that. It's just the way it was going up. That's what it reminded me.
But these were diagonal, and it was just the credits. It was just people's names and their jobs, and it was going from the bottom right to the top left. Whatever order is bottom left, top right. But that was interesting. But it's just a weird movie.
Can't remember, was The Brutalist a screenplay or a book?
I think it was just a screenplay. Yeah.
The only reason I bring this up,
I'm sure there are books. There are books about the architectural style. I think the character was fictional. Yeah.
Okay. No, the only reason I bring it up is because I haven't been reading a lot lately, but we have an author here in the studio. His name is R. Scott Bolton. And if you go to Amazon.com and type in R. Scott Bolton author, you're going to see you ready for it?
No.
Plethora of books. My favorite, Dead Dick. And that's about a 1940s private detective who has died. And has
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, well, he doesn't go to heaven. He doesn't go to hell. He goes to the in-between.
Betwixt.
The betwixt. It's fantastic book. You'll enjoy it. It's fantasy, drama. I liked it a lot. The latest that's available right now is Bowling Bag in the Back Seat. Now, Scott Bolton has written several books, as I've said. He's got a series on H.B. Fist. He has a series on
Brace Heller.
Thank you. And he's got a few others that are coming out. I can't wait for the one, Miller and Breeze. I'm looking forward to that one.
Eventually, next year probably.
And the ending, like for me, like Dead Dick, Brace or Miller and Breeze, it's going to make you want more. Miller and Breeze.
I hope so. I need the sales.
Yeah. And if you're into the horror, Neath.
Halloween's coming.
It's a good book. Yes, Halloween is coming. And oh, hey, my birthday's coming up too. So you could buy some books and send them to me, and I'll get Scotty to autograph them for you.
You'll do that for your birthday?
Yeah, sure.
Watch this. This is cool.
Ooh.
Is that cool?
Anyway, Amazon.com. If you've got Amazon Prime, you're going to get free delivery, and you'll get them quickly. Some are hardback, some are paperback, and all of them, I believe, are on Kindle.
Kindle worthy. Yep.
So, R. Scott Bolton Books, Amazon.com.
Jeff, I will tell you, I did do what I promised to do, to make a commercial so we could avoid that.
You don't have it?
But it came out so bad that I got to start all over again. It was horrible.
Oh, I do have one thing to say about First Run.
Oh.
Go to the GoFundMe page.
That's right.
Oh.
Is it still up and running, Jeff?
Yeah, I'm thinking about maybe taking it down soon, just because.
It's your last chance to donate, is what he's saying. So do
Yeah.
it now. Don't stop watching the show. Just take your phone and scan that little thing and donate what, $2,500?
I mean, that'd be cool. I could pay all the actors and get a fund started for the next one.
There
You
you
get
go.
paid?
So I mean,
No, he said actors.
Oh, wait a minute.
yeah, you
Oh,
got-
that's right.
yeah,
We're not actors. We're not actors.
Naturals.
We're
Yes.
stars.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't afford you guys.
Corn
Yeah,
burritos?
and then I already gave you corn burritos.
That's right.
I pre-ordered.
Oh.
Yeah, you know, festival stuffs, but I feel like we've gotten past the big things.
Yeah.
Which the biggest thing was just the insurance and the and paying for the theater. So
But still, for the sequel, you can still donate to that and help out for the second run.
yeah.
There you go.
Which well, that was the original title of the first one.
Oh, was it second run?
Because it was going to be a second run movie theater.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
But now it's the second one's called Second Run - Reels because they're delivering a old film reel.
Cool.
So, and I'll only do it if my actors say yes. I'm going to give them the script, and if they all agree to it, then I said I'll make it happen. But if they don't, then whatever. I don't need to do it.
No,
Well-
you can make an animated version.
I'll tell you right now, you got 2 yeses right here. Scott. and me.
Don't speak for me. Yes.
Yes. Any Westerns, and when I say Westerns, I don't mean current day modern Westerns. I'm talking about old Westerns. Are any of those being made? Are any of them ready to come out? Or do we have anything on Westerns?
I actually read recently that Westerns are making a comeback. Now, of course, that just means there's more in production because the box office is which really determines that. And that's what killed the Western in the first place, is people weren't going to Westerns anymore. And that's happening. Unfortunately, this is not a Western, but the Naked Gun movie this weekend. They weren't releasing big comedy, especially parodies, to theaters anymore. They were all going direct to streaming or whatever. And they were hoping this was going to break the curse, but it looks like it's only going to do $15 or $17 million this weekend. So not a big opening. Doesn't mean it won't make its money back, because I'm sure it wasn't that expensive, but you hope for better, you know. And that's what happened to the Western. But people stopped going to see the Westerns. If people go, they'll make more. It's that simple. I don't think Eddington, which we'll talk about next time, because I hopefully we'll see it at some point, is going to change that. I think Eddington, Jeff's, I asked him if he'd seen it, and his face told me all I need to know, I think. But we'll talk about that next week. So, anything else? We ready to go? I gotta get these discs burned for you guys. So
discs?
I don't think I have anything.
Maybe flat
No.
drive? Flat drive?
it's, I know,
Flat
it's,
drive.
you
Floppy
know,
disk.
yeah.
Floppy disk.
Floppy disk. Don't copy that floppy.
I still call everything discs, even though I know it's not a disc. You know, it's like there's a hard drive in this. Hard disk. It's not a disc. If it was, it'd be broke already.
That's like saying when people say, can you make me a Xerox of that? And they go to a Canon copier. And now they say, Google that. And they might go to a different search engine, not Google, but Google has become a generic term for search.
Don't tell them that, because they'll sue you. That's why the Xerox did a whole campaign. You're not making a Xerox. You're making a copy, because if it becomes too generic, they take away your trademark.
Maybe, maybe not. Avatar. Did you guys see the trailer for that?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
Dude, how can he keep doing it?
Looks so good.
How can he keep doing it? How can he?
It looks so good.
It looks amazing.
It looks, yeah.
And what was it, 90 seconds? And you're like, I'm in.
I didn't know it was going to play at the front of Fantastic Four. And when it started, I was like, oh God, another trailer. Like, come on, the lights dimmed. Let's go. What? And then that last line, like, your goddess has no dominion. I was like, oh, like I got chills. I used to not be an Avatar fan. I used to hate it. And then I used to like make fun of my friend because she was really into it. And then by joking about it, like I made myself a fan. And by the second one, it was like, it's done.
Okay.
I'm hyped. So
Is this
It looks awesome.
is this the third or the fourth Avatar?
third?
Actually, it's the fourth,
Why?
because the first one my brother did for his film school project called Avatar.
It had nothing
to do with
James Cameron, right?
James Cameron, but the name of it was called Avatar.
And Cameron was going to hand the reins to somebody else after the third one because he thought he would be too old to make the other two. But he recently announced that, I'm in pretty good health. I think I'm going to make the other two myself too.
Yeah.
So
4 and 5, he just announced he's going to do. And
he's one of those guys that you give the money to.
And he said that, like, yeah, I gave the scripts to the producers and they had no notes. And it's like, what? And then he said that he showed a screening to his wife of the third one and she cried for like 3 hours. And I'm like,
oh,
whether that's true or not, I don't care. I'm going to be there.
Oh yeah.
Thursday for show.
It's going to be,
I'm so excited.
That's definitely an IMAX watch.
Yeah.
Definitely an IMAX watch.
Yeah.
It's the trailer was stunning. I'd seen it on YouTube first.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it showed up on the screen in front of Fantastic Four, it's like, oh my. So I can imagine how much bigger it's going to get when it's on IMAX. Can't wait. All right, folks, we are out of here. We will see you next week. We'll talk about Star People, which is in theaters on Friday and be on VOD after that. We'll also talk about Eddington.
Sure.
If we remember. And whatever else we see this week, because I will go see the Naked Gun. I'm looking forward to the Naked Gun. Don't know when I'm going, but I want to go see that this week.
I'm going to try to see Together, and I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Together is another one I want to see. I don't know about I Know What You Did Last Summer, just because it looks entertaining enough in the trailer, but I only have so much time.
Yeah.
I'm making
excuses.
excuses.
Like those dumb horror movies,
I know. Yeah. And it's funny because I do the reviews on Thursday mornings for KVTA, and I talk about all genres, but they all think I'm this hardcore horror fan because usually there's one a week. So I guess I'm a minor horror fan at least. But anyway. All right, folks, we'll see you next week. Thanks again for watching. Studio worked okay, huh?
I think.
Yeah.
It's someplace there. No, there it is.
Yep.
Bye.
Okay. See ya. Bye.
Popcorn.
Brought to you by The Grape, Ventura County's premier jazz venue and cocktail lounge, located at 2733 East Main Street in Ventura. For menu and music schedule, visit them online at thegrape.club. This has been a Rough Edge Studios production.